Good day, everybody. It is currently the 3rd of August, 2014. Meteorologist Robert Spetty here with you today. We are continuing to track this very strong and severe Typhoon Halong continuing to pull off towards the northwest. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, that's the U.S. military's agency, at this time, this storm system is not weak at all. Actually, winds 140 gusting to 170 knots. That would put it at a Category 5 equivalent on the Saffir-Simpson scale if this storm system was in the Atlantic. They have designated it a super typhoon. Meanwhile, the Japan Meteorological Agency, a little bit weaker, actually, very strong, not quite the intensity yet, 100 gusting up to 140 knots. Regardless, in either way, depending on what agency you're looking at, this is a very, very powerful storm system. The good news, it is very pretty to look at, but it is out over open water. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, it's out over open water now, Robert, but it's going to be headed somewhere. Yes, it is going to be headed somewhere. It is going to be making landfall eventually, but the good news, at least at this time, by the time it reaches any sort of landmass, this storm system is going to be weaker. And the main reason is it's going to start to turn off here towards the north, encounter some vertical wind shear associated with the westerlies. Remember, you have the jet stream coming right through about this area here right now. And even extending farther down towards the south, we have more vertical wind shear. So as our storm system rounds the Westpac High and starts to pull off here towards the north, it's going to become a little bit sheared. And also, it's going to be moving away from these just baking sea surface temperatures down here. I mean, we have sea surface temperatures out here in the Philippine Sea around 33 to 34 degrees in some areas. That's just enough to definitely cause warm bath water type of scenario. So it's enough to fuel into this storm system and cause it to become the monster we are seeing at this time. I mean, latest microwave imagery you can see here just has that very defined inner eye wall and outer eye wall. So once it starts to head off towards north, we're going to see a little bit of a weakening out of it. But it's going to be a pretty potent storm system. So where exactly is it going to be going? Well, right now it does look like somewhere around the southern Japanese islands, the Amami Islands, or Okinawa Islands. Where exactly at this time, I can't say for sure. Main reason is we still got a lot of time to watch this. And as we start to see storms turn off towards the north, the exact location of landfall becomes a little bit less certain, and especially at the slow motion of this storm system. I mean, this is 5 days from now. Look at the top of your screen. I'm actually showing you here by Thursday evening via the ECMWF model. It moves right in between Amagi and northern portions of Okinawa Honto. That's per this particular model, though, and we still have to look at several other ones, and I don't just like to use one model because this is what the latest from the GFS is showing, pulling off there just towards the east of the southern Japanese islands and basically getting caught up with the jet stream and recurving a little bit earlier. Also, GFS spinning up a separate storm system, the only model doing that at this time. Meanwhile, the NavGem model, the other one we like to look at, quite detailed at least, pulls our storm system over the Amami Islands. And then the overall consensus just pushing it off there towards the Amami Islands, at least at this time. So ECMWF, kind of the western outlier that we are seeing, pushing it closer to Okinawa. A lot of the other ones go to Kagoshima and big flood threat for Kyushu and Shikoku. As I mentioned before, though, we still got a lot of time to watch this. I mean, you see this. When I look at this, though, you see this and you see the center line pushing over the Amami Island. But when I look at this track from JTWC, and the same thing goes for JMA, from a standpoint of somebody who's been tracking these storm systems for a while, especially in this type of scenario where we are waiting for it to churn on that northerly projection, you have to look at it as the cone of air. I think this is a little bit big, but basically everybody across Okinawa and all the way over there towards Shikoku and Kyushu, you want to keep a close eye on this. So the center line 5 days out in this type of scenario, it's probably, it could waver west or east at this time. So at least given the forecast right now, tropical storm strength winds at the very least across Okinawa. At the very least. Is it going to be typhoon strength? There's still a lot of time to watch this, people. Let's keep a close eye on this. It could be sunny and just some breezy conditions, or it could be straight up all out typhoon type of storm system. 5-day forecast, it can waver a lot. It's something you have to remember with these storms in the long range. We have to keep an eye on it. So yeah, with that said, stay safe out there. We'll definitely keep you updated. If there's any dramatic changes, we'll let you know. Right now though, it's one of these storm systems that, good news, it's out over open ocean. That's the good news. Bad news, it is headed somewhere eventually. All right, stay safe out there.